Hey guys, welcome to the webinar. Welcome to the webinar about your careers. Yeah, I hope you can hear me and see me because I can't really see your comments. Hopefully, Martin, you can tell me if everything is going all right. Yeah, so let's have a look. Let me open up here. There we go. Now I can see some of your comments. Yeah. So if you can see me, please like say yes. And actually, you know what? Let's do a shout out and see who's from where. So if you can put in your country and yeah, just put in your country where you're from. That would be really cool. And I'll read them out to see how many different people we have from which countries. Hey everybody. Hey Linda. Hey Juan, Anastasios. Yeah, okay, so I'll start first. I'm in Australia, in Brisbane. We got James from USA. Who else? Jacob from USA. Okay, good. Wisconsin, USA. Nabil, USA. US. Helen, Matthew, Jose, USA. Joseph, Berkeley, California. Oh my. Jan, okay. Linda from Peru. Nice. That's awesome. Okay, who we got else? Vlad plays from San Francisco, Abhishek, India, Jersey City, USA, Romania, Greece, Anastasios. Hey, I was in Greece like a week ago. That's really cool. Really lovely country. Love it. I didn't know you guys had skiing. Did anybody know that they had snow skiing in Greece? They have mountains and they have snow. It's really cool. I was in Arakhova, if you know that area. Anup, Boston, cool. Sri Lanka, USA. Okay, who else we've got? Texas, Peru, Bangkok. Oh my, we got somebody from Bangkok. Hello to Bangkok, Thailand. Auslan, Dean's from Melbourne. Bangladesh, India, Massachusetts, France, Seattle, Texas, USA, Sri Lanka. Oh my God, Brooklyn, Peru, Colorado, Wellington. So many people from all. Another person from Greece. India, Columbus, Ohio. My God, so many people. Mexico. Wonderful. Thank you, everybody, for sharing. Looks like the sound is good and everything is good. If I haven't read out your country, then I apologize. It's just so many people. I did not know we had so many people on this webinar. Amazing. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Very excited about today's session. We haven't had a live session. This is our first live session this year, so that'll be fun. And yeah, thanks for joining from all over the place. And so what are we talking about today? Today we've got an interesting topic. We're talking about game plans for careers. Like, as you know, in Super Data Science, we're all about helping everybody like build a career in data science and break into the space of data science, analytics. And then like kind of we were thinking that like there's an analogy, and actually Dean came up with this an analogy of like looking at sports, you know, like Dean's a big fan of sports, and so we were kind of exploring this analogy of how in sports they have game plans, and we thought that for a career to be successful, like you really do need a game plan when you think about it, and that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to cover off some things that, you know, what not to do, what to do, and how to think about your career in general, and then there'll be some more interesting things at the end. So let me share my screen with you so that you can, so I can put on this presentation. 1 second. Let me switch this off. Okay. So there's my presentation, and I'm going to share the screen. Okay. So let me know if you can see the screen. There we go. I'm sharing it now. Let me know if you can see the screen and you can hear me at the same time. So you should be able to see the screen now. It says Data Science Game Plan. Martin just told me we have 110 people online. That is so cool. I think that's a new record for us. I'm not 100% sure about that, but that's a huge number. That's awesome. Thank you, everybody, for coming. So just tell me if you can see the screen. Good. Martin says we can see it. If you have any problems, just post it in there. We've got Martin and Dean and looking out for you guys. So if anything is going wrong, they'll be able to tell me. And yeah, so today we got the Data Science Game Plan. So what is it all about today? Pretty cool picture there. I don't know if that's what mountain that is. Might be Greece. Not sure. All right, so let's have a look. So today's webinar. We're gonna have a couple of points that we're gonna cover. First, we're gonna have an intro, and then we're gonna talk about like sports and stuff. What are game plans? Then we're going to talk about myths. It's actually going to be kind of like a workshop. So for this part, on the page that you're watching this on, by the way, if you're watching on YouTube, you really should go to superdatascience.com/SDS game plan. That's where all the action is, and that's where everybody's commenting. So, whoa, I don't know who that is. Somebody's already trying to hack my computer. So go to SDS game plan. So superdatascience.com/SDS game plan, and there on the page, let me just maybe bring it up here. So if you look here, you'll see there's all the comments, but here you see lock-in. Oh no, not lock-in my training session. At the bottom here, get career plan questionnaire. So download that because you'll need that for the second part. So download on your computer. We're actually going to go through it, and you will create your own game plan. So it will be like very tailored to you. We'll do like a little workshop. So make sure to download that. And this is on, that's where we're all sitting. Okay, so we'll have that. Then we'll have your plays. So we'll discuss a couple of the opposite of myths, things that you should be doing, like some of the core pillars of your career that you should be looking at. Like, of course, the game plan is very involved, but at least we'll cover a few things. Then we'll have a big reveal, a big like we'll announce, like I'll announce something. You might already know what I'm about, like what I'm going to be talking about, but like please don't disclose it yet to those people who are going to be caught a bit by surprise. And then we'll have the Q&A at the end, so where you'll be able to ask any questions. So it's going to take about an hour, maybe a bit less, maybe a bit more. We'll see how we go. All right, hope you're excited. Let's get into this. Intro. So game plans. So are you familiar with these terms on the left? Up the middle, flag, bootleg, and option. And given that a lot of you guys are from the US, I think maybe you would be familiar with these. But just if you, I don't know, like who's familiar, just post in the chat, like if you are or if you're not. Like, what is it? What do you think it is? So the answer here is this is American football. This is some of the tactics or gameplays or game plans that they have in, or formations, I guess, that they have in American football. Like, forgive me if I'm getting something not exactly like the terminology exactly correct. I'm not a follower of American football, but as far as I know, as far as we've researched, these are some of the formation game plans. All right, let's do another one. What about this? 4-4-2, 4-3-3, 4-5-1, 3-4-2-1. What could this be? And what is the common denominator for all of these like rows here? That the sum of the rows is always equal to 10. And in what sport do we have 10 players? Well, we actually have 11 in soccer. One of them is a goalkeeper. So these are soccer formations, and that's how they can win their games. Like, you know, depending on what game they're playing, or against which opponent they're playing, depending on the circumstance, they will change their game plan, and they will have a different one for different scenarios and to achieve different types of strategies, attacks, or defenses, and things like that. Okay, another one. This one, I think a lot less of you will know, and not even every Australian will know, because this is very specific to certain parts of Australia: man-to-man, zone defense, flood, and through the corridor. And this is a sport called Aussie rules, Australian rules rugby. Australian rules football or footy. There's so many ways of calling it. Like again, Dean might correct me here, but this is, in Australia, we usually call this footy, but there's like 3 types of football in Australia. Like there's soccer, then there's rugby union, then there's rugby league, and then there's Aussie rules footy. So there's soccer plus 3 more types of rugby, or you know, that variation of the game. And so here, as you can see, it's quite crazy. If you've never seen one of these games, by the way, highly recommend checking it out. They are pretty hectic. Really interesting sport. So there we go. So as you can see in this sport as well, and in all these sports, they have these gameplays, game plans that help them achieve different scenarios or achieve different goals in different circumstances, scenarios, playing against different opponents, depending on, you know, what team players they have available. You know, just they govern their game with these game plans. And so the question is, how is your career different? How are careers in data science different? Why can't we have game plans as well? And should we? And so here's an example of one of these game plans or gameplays. This is like this, as I understand the analysis here, or like I've seen a couple of these before. What they do is like they after it's happened, they look at which player ran and what happened and so on, and who tackled whom, and overall like analysis. But the thing is, like, you can analyze it afterwards and like look back and connect the dots and see how it worked out. But in reality, a lot of these things are planned in advance. They're planned ahead of time because there's a strategy involved that they're doing. And so again, back to that point, that how are our careers different? Why shouldn't we have game plans? Like, looking back on your career, wherever you are in your journey right now, if you look back, you can kind of like connect the dots that, oh, interesting, like I got into this company because that, and so on. Like for me, I can say that, you know, like I got like, for example, I got into Deloitte because I did a master's in finance and I was looking for jobs in that sector and so on. And then I submitted an application for accounting, but my application got mixed up. I ended up in forensics, and they sent me to data analytics. Like, you can connect the dots looking back. It's much harder, as Steve Jobs mentioned this as well, that it's much harder to connect the dots looking forward, and you have to just follow your heart and do what you feel. But like, even then, you can still come up with a game plan and at least know the trajectory in which you want to go. How it'll work out is a different question. You know, it might work out even better than you planned, but at least have a plan in mind to get things going. And so some of the underlying concepts, you should have some underlying concepts in the way you approach your career, the way you structure it. Let me just check that everything's going okay here. Okay, so we're going to do this little exercise. I know it's a bit scary, and I know it might sound a bit like this is not a motivational video or anything like that. It's a data science video, and it might not be common for you to hear such a request. But we're here to talk about your future, about your career. So highly encourage you to try this out. This is a mental exercise. It will just take a few minutes to do this. So close your eyes. If you don't have to, if you don't want to, that's okay. But if you have the opportunity to, and if you feel comfortable doing so, close your eyes, and then I'll ask you a question, and you'll have to imagine something. And so here we go. So if you close your eyes, the question is, what do you see your career like in 3 years from now? So I'm just gonna go silent for a minute or two, and I'll let you think about that. Think about like we talk about game plans and how things unravel. Just imagine a path down which your career will unravel. What is the first thing that comes to mind? Like, your brain is very smart. It can project things. So what is your brain projecting right now? How will your path unravel, and where will you be in 3 minutes? So let's do that for 45 seconds. Think about all the opportunities you have, and where will those opportunities take you? All right, 5 seconds. Okay, so I hope you had a chance to imagine that. And like, what did you see? Try to solidify in your head for yourself, what was it that you saw there, and like, where do you think your career is going? Where is it taking you? And the next question is that what you want? Is that what you're entirely comfortable with? And so what are we going to be doing today then? Well, today is about, if you are comfortable with that, if that is what you want, then we want to ensure that that does happen. We're going to outline some things that you want to avoid and some things that you would want to do more of to ensure that you go down that trajectory. And at the same time, if that's not what you want to happen, those same things that we outlined will help you steer your career in the way that you want, it to go. Okay, so let's have a look. A successful career needs a plan. That's kind of the underlying thing. Whether it is already that plan that you're on, that if that plan is happening, and that's great, and then you just want to execute on that plan. On the other hand, if that's not the plan that you want, if what you saw when you closed your eyes is different to what you really truly want deep down inside, then the exercises we'll do today will help you devise that plan for yourself. All right, so let's give it a go. So myths. Myth number one, academic study is all you need. So there's lots of myths around data science and so on, but we outlined the top 3. And this is a question that like I get asked a lot, Adlan gets asked a lot, our team gets asked a lot. This is one of the most recurring questions that we get. Like, don't I need a degree? Don't I need somewhere to, like some diploma to prove my skills and so on? And so we've answered this question many times, and I'll answer it again, and then we'll proceed to the exercise. You do not necessarily need a degree. If you have a degree, that's fantastic. Whatever degree you have, you can leverage that. But in reality, that like degrees, unfortunately, I guess for those of us who put like time into them and effort, unfortunately, degrees are becoming less and less, or maybe fortunately, less and less valuable in today's society. There's a great book. Like I read the book by Taylor Pearson, which is called The End of Jobs. I actually read only half of it. But then he quotes a book there called The Fourth Economy. And I think this notion comes from there, that there's like education is becoming super inflated. Like where you needed a bachelor's degree 10 years ago, you now need a master's. When you need a master's, now you need a PhD. And so with time, these degrees will mean nothing. What means a lot is the experience, the skills, the passion, all those things. And so we're going to now proceed to our little file that you downloaded. So let's have a look at that file. So if you download it here again, Get Career Plan Questionnaire, which was prepared by our lovely designers. Thank you so much. Let me open that. Where was it? So there it is. Okay. So if you open it up, I'm going to ask you to start filling it in. So we're doing this myth number 1, this first page. Academic study is all you need. So the reality is, what is important, I probably should have mentioned it here while we're still on the slide, but the point is, you'll see here, the most important thing is, like in my view, one of the most important things is curiosity, right? Like replace academic study with curiosity. Because ultimately, like if you're studying just for a piece of paper, the degree and some recognition, then you're doing it for the wrong reasons. But if you're studying out of curiosity, then you can still fulfill that curiosity and leverage that curiosity in other ways apart from just academic study. And so here are our questions. What was the number 1 burning thing that drew you into data science? Like, how did you get into data science? Or if you got into data science by accident, then what made you stay? What made you get interested? Was it a certain niche like machine learning or AI, or was it an aspect like problem solving or getting to use sophisticated tools? So let's answer that question. I'll give you 30 seconds, answer, and just type it in here, like the thing that drew me into data science. Data science is the, whatever it is. I'm not going to say mine, so I don't bias you. Just type in your answer. I'll give you, like, let's do 30 seconds for that. And then we'll move on to the next question. Really think about this, because you will then save this sheet. Hopefully, you'll save it before closing it. And this is something that you can then look at to build your own game plan. And this is why it's a workshop rather than just a webinar, because here we're going to come up with unique individual solutions for each one of everybody who's watching this now. So your solution, your answers might be different, and it probably will be different to somebody else's answers. And that's why you will have your own game plan, as the teams have many game plans for individual circumstances, for different scenarios. Okay, so we're moving on to the second question now. Like, you'll have some time. You might fill some other question faster and then come back to this one if you haven't. So don't worry if you're not keeping up right away. Number 2, how close to that number thing are you? Is it already part of your daily work life, or is it still a distant dream? So it's important to understand that, right? So it's important to understand. Why did that delete? Let me put it there. So yeah, so like if that happens too, just maybe put like a 1 here and then a 2 in this one. So yeah, just make sure. Yeah, just like answer that question. Like, is that part of your daily life, or is that still a distant dream? That one thing that you were so curious about that drew you into data science. Again, just take a moment to self-reflect and go deep inside and understand what that was and how close are you to that thing. All right, 10 more seconds. Okay, and final question, third one is, if it's still a dream, do you know how to reach it? Skills to learn, courses to take, people to reach out to. So if you don't know, that's okay. You can just put no, or you can put no, and then like maybe put your thoughts there, like what do you think, what you think might be the correct answer. But if you do know, then just write it out, like put some bullet points on why you think it should be there. Like, again, unfortunately, I'm sorry about this, like they're copying over each other. For me anyway, maybe on your computer it's better. But if that's the case, just like put extra numbers like that. Yeah, so again, let's do 20 seconds for that. So yeah, might be a simple yes or no. Maybe you already know some skills, and it's okay. It's totally okay if you don't know the skills that you want to get there. That's what this whole exercise is about, to at least understand what we know we don't know. Okay, 5 more seconds. All right, so there we go. So now you have these answers to these questions. Like I was thinking of, maybe we could share between each other what we have. Yeah, how about, like, let's type into the chat what was your answer to number 1. So we won't go through everything, but let's at least start with number 1. What was the number 1 burning thing that drew you into data science? What was driving your curiosity, or that brought you into data science, or that has kept you here? So share it in the chat, and we'll see if we have some commonalities. Yeah, sorry about the duplicate answers. We'll update the sheet later on. You can always just write it down, like on a paper, or on another, like in a Word document or something like that. Like there's ways around it, and then we'll put another one there. Okay. Knowledge of statistics, job opportunity, curiosity about AI. Okay, ability to make accurate predictions using coding as method of problem solving. Because the curiosity, booming field, career change, financial independence, a business intelligence class in college, have always been a lover of data, getting to sophisticated tools, love math, system engineering degree, accidental but helped me stay in opportunities using ML and AI, learning how to use ML and AI, data science, visualize complex data. Okay, so as you can see, the answers are quite varied. We all have like different things that brought us here. There are some commonalities, solving complex puzzles. Different people like different things, and that's what we were talking about at the start. That based on the sport or based on the what we're seeing here, based on the different, like there's different gameplays, and that based on different circumstances, and that means each one of us will have a different game plan for your career, and that's why this is so valuable to fill in like this spreadsheet or these sheets and like get to the bottom of what actually drove you, because then you can build your career around that. You can make sure that that is in focus, that you're not steering away from that. So that's number one. We answered a myth, and plus we got some valuable tools to work with when progressing a career. Okay, myth number two. You only get one chance to make it or break it. Interesting myth, right? So what could we mean here? Like, what could this chance be? It could be like you only get one chance to apply for the job of your dreams. That's that's the starting point. Then maybe you only get one chance to prove yourself on a project, or you only get one chance to impress your boss, or you only want to get one chance to get a client if you're a consultant or if you're a freelancer, or you only get one chance to like learn a tool, like learn a new skill, or you only get to pick one skill that you can learn, and things like that. So those are all myths, because like, why? Let's think about it. That you actually, even if you fail, you can get up and you do it again, and you just proceed. Like you just have the perseverance to still get what you want, even despite failure. And like failure is not a it's like, it's common. It's normal to fail and get up and do it again. Like there's a saying that we learn from successes, but we learn 10 times more from failures. And that's part of this. So let's again explore our sheet here and see what the questions are here. The questions are like, so you only get one chance to make or break it. So the first question, again, these are going to copy, so maybe put your answers into a separate spreadsheet or a separate file or something like that. Have you already had like a make it or break it moment? If so, identify how that opportunity occurred. It'll be very interesting to hear what you guys said. Like there's lots of these examples, and like looking back to your career, what was one of those make or break it moments, or what was one of the first ones, or one of the most recent make it or break it moments? Like I gave a few examples there, like impressing your boss, or getting a client, or finishing a project, delivering a project, getting onto a project. Like for example, at Deloitte, we had like projects, and like some projects you really want to get on, and then there's only like, they can only take one analyst or two analysts onto that project, and then if you miss out, then you have to do other projects or be business as usual, and then when's the next project like that going to come? So what was it for you that you had an opportunity, like a make it or break it moment? So we got 30 seconds for that. Okay, and if you filled that one in, then move on to the second one. Is there a way you can replicate the conditions of that opportunity? Like, what do you need to do, or what needs to happen for that opportunity to come again? And regardless of whether or not you were successful in that opportunity the first time, what needs to happen for an opportunity like that, such a life-changing opportunity, to come up again? And right away, question 3 is very similar, so let's do them together. Like, if there is no way to replicate the conditions of that specific opportunity, then think about the other types of opportunities you want to seek. And I'll explain why we're putting these in here. But and even if you can replicate the conditions, still put in some opportunities that you are seeking, or that you want to seek in addition to that one. All right, let's do 10 more seconds for those. Okay. So there we go. So let's write out for everybody for like what you think or what you see as your make it or break it moment, and just share that with everyone if you're comfortable doing that in the chat, and then we'll see what kind of if we have any correlation, if we have any similar make it or break it moments among us on this webinar. Yeah, so there's a bit of a delay. Let's wait for that to come through. While that's coming through, I'll explain the reason why we're putting this in. The key word here is opportunity. See, opportunities. The reason why we're doing this is because a lot of the time these things happen, these make it or break it moments, or these opportunities that we had or we seek, but at the same time we don't recognize them because we're not prepared. And there's a saying that luck is when preparation meets opportunity. And this is what we're doing. So by identifying these opportunities, you're already getting on the path of preparing. You are already making that first step in your game plan, that even just knowing the opportunity is already being prepared. But from there on, you can further prepare to grasp that opportunity, to grab it by the horns when it does come along. All right, so let's have a look. What was here? I took the risk of shifting from academics to train people in data science and AI to achieve my goal. That's a good opportunity. Not yet, but I'm looking forward to. Not yet. That's okay as well. But identify those opportunities. You're saying make or break no matter what. That's great, but still identify the ones that will be the most valuable to you. And maybe the examples here will help. I want to do small projects in data science. Yes, okay. This one was good. I transfer into research and development by James. So that's a great opportunity. Yes, but it was in law and it just didn't have the desire to follow the path. My interest lies in a more science-oriented. Okay. Yeah, I had to use Python script to manipulate a series of geospatial tools, and I learned from that moment. You see, that's a fantastic opportunity. And so it's programming, it's Python, or it's like an opportunity to step out of your comfort zone and learn a new tool. So you'd be looking out for those things. Whenever somebody offers something that puts you out of your comfort zone, then why not jump on top of it? Because you know that already worked for you and already helps. I haven't realized it yet. Okay, that's okay as well. I took the risk of shifting. We saw that one. Probably not. What was this one? During my time in college. Okay. One time, my teammate left the company, and I had to learn Python skill to maintain his code. All right. So stepping up in the workplace and taking on more responsibilities. As part of my regular work, initiated and implemented a prediction model using, again, doing something new, something, again, out of your comfort zone. I really wanted to predict, and I have good finding patterns. That's, like, to get into predict. I have always not sure what the opportunity was there. That's just something that you like. Shifted from mechanical engineering to core IT, so a career shift. That was an opportunity. Okay, so there we go. So as you can see, we've got quite there are a few opportunities, like stepping out of your comfort zone, learning a new tool, taking up more responsibility on the workplace, transitioning. So that one, transitioning into R&D, that was a good one. Transfer into R&D, but again, like maybe that's what you look. If you're not happy where you are now, that's what you might be looking for opportunity transition. But or you might even keep that as an opportunity you might want to explore. Some companies do secondments where you can work in a different department for 6 months or so. So there's a couple of examples of opportunities to look out for. So you already know what worked for you. Then that's a good one to look out for. And there's maybe other ones that you want to look out for that maybe people have mentioned here. So you can put them in here into your boxes 2 and 3, or like box 3, I mean. And that way, you want to be prepared to at least see the opportunity when it arises. Because a lot of the time it might be like, oh, I don't know, Jimmy is not at work today. Can somebody fix up his code? And it just looks like like a burden. You know, nobody wants to do Jimmy's work for him. Why is he not at work? Why doesn't he come back tomorrow and do it? But in reality, that's an opportunity which is masquerading as a burden. And if you recognize, so the whole point here is that if you recognize that taking up somebody's responsibilities is an opportunity that you want to seek because it can help you get out of your comfort zone and learn new tools. It might not, but it might indeed do that for you and might take you down a whole different path in your life, in your career. Then you will be much more open to jump at the opportunity. You'll be the first person like Jimmy's not work. I want to get his work. I want to do his code. I want to really, fix up his code. I'll do it on top of my extra hours. I'll do it after hours. Because you'll see an opportunity in that, and that's what we're talking about. We're talking about being prepared and not missing these opportunities. All right. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense why that's such an important one. And you don't get only one chance to make it. These chances come and go all the time. They're all around us. It's just the ones that we grab is the ones that we remember because they're so transformative in our lives. But the ones that we miss out on, we just don't even know about. So there's like an inherent bias in our logic that we don't even remember the ones that we never tried because we can't physically remember them, but they're there. Okay, myth number 3. Soft, non-technical skills will just develop over time. This is something that a lot of data scientists miss. And I think it's a very important tip here or myth that a lot of data scientists don't even worry about soft skills, that they don't even consider them to be important or something that they want to develop. So that's probably just the wrong mentality, I guess. But the myth here is that for those who do recognize the importance of soft skills, the concept or the thinking that they will come naturally. This is something that you will learn automatically. Just think about it this way: like, do actors just randomly, by themselves somehow automatically learn how to act? I know. Do psychologists automatically learn how to do their psychology practice? No, they go to acting classes or they get a degree in psychology because those are all soft skills in a way, not technical skills. Like, there are technical parts to acting, and I'm sure they're huge, but still, it's much more softer than data science. And yet, they still study those things. So people put in years and decades into studying those things just to develop the soft skills. So why, as a data scientist, why would those soft skills come naturally to us? And so again, let's go to our magic spreadsheet, our magic sheet, and see what this says here. Soft, non-technical skills will just develop over time. It's a myth. Which soft skills do you think you could work on? Is there a particular couple that you feel are especially important, that you feel are especially important to your current work, company, or culture? So, what examples do we know of soft skills? Like explaining complex things to stakeholders. That's a soft skill. Teamwork. That's a soft skill. Leadership. In a way, that's a soft skill. Or the opposite, or being an executioner, like following directives. That's also a soft skill. Also important soft skill. It might not sound that it's important, but it's actually very important. Companies need data scientists who just get things done. What else? What other soft skills do we know? Talking to clients, presenting to clients. So we already talked about presenting to stakeholders. What other soft skills do we need in data science? Storytelling, very, very underrated soft skill. So there's just a couple. You might think of a few yourself. So let's fill in this answer. So we can get a bit carried away putting in all of them, all the ones that I mentioned. Let's put in the top 3. Just put in your top 3 soft skills that you think you should work on or you could work on that are specific to your role, company, or culture. All right, so just think about that. It shouldn't take long. That'd be, let's say, 30 seconds. really think about your role, or the role, if you don't have a role right now, the role you want to be in. All right, so let's move on to the second question. Oh, these ones, that's right. This second question, you can't fill it in right now. This one, you need to ask your close colleagues or friends what they think you could improve. So yeah, we can't fill in right now. So just leave this one blank, and this one you can do later on and just ask people around, and you'll see what the difference is. And this is a good question because these are soft skills. So people, if you ask them to be honest and you don't show them what's written here, they might give you like answers which you might have not even thought of. They might say, you need to be more friendly. Like that might come as a surprise, right? Like that you're a bit too upfront, or you're too aggressive, or maybe maybe you need to talk louder. Like that might be something that you don't even think of, or the opposite. You might need to give others the opportunity to speak when you're talking to them. So, and the beauty here is that you don't have to just ask colleagues. You can ask friends. You can ask family. Well, family is probably going to just give you good answers to make you happy, but ask them to be brutally honest with you, and ask them really like, what do they think in the interpersonal communications with them is what you're lacking, because that same thing is going to happen in your workplace. Those same soft skills that you're lacking in communications with friends and family, you're pretty much guaranteed as soon as you get comfortable to still exhibit those same qualities at work. So there you go. You have like a proxy for work, and it can give you a boost that way. And once you've identified the areas to work on, investigate resources to help you improve. Note down those top resources here. Again, this is more kind of like homework to get you going. Once you've identified these two, and you can see like overlap, or I would actually even say that, I would only take the top one from here because that's you assessing yourself, and I would take like the top 3 from here because that's other people assessing you. And soft skills, if you think about it, they're all about other people rather than all about you. So I think this one is more significant than second question. So there's a third one. Again, we apologize for this spreadsheet like copying the answers over itself. So we'll update the spreadsheet, and you'll be able to download the updated version on this site in 24 hours. In the meantime, I hope you were able to copy these answers into a separate document, and then you can copy them back. But so that was the soft skills, and as you can see, they're also very important. So for now, let's go and paste we've got some time. Paste our top soft skill, just one. This is gonna be hard, but just paste the one soft skill you think you need to work on. Only one. Do not, if you paste 2, I won't read it. Just paste one soft skill that you think you need to work on, and be honest. We're all friends here. You can share with us. And then we'll find out. So maybe people have like different correlations, different, there'll be overlaps and so on. Okay, so we're only doing one, remember. So communicating with confidence. Okay, Mark, thank you. Learn to chew my beliefs. Okay, patience, that's a great one. Presentation to executives, another good one. Understanding problem statement, very, very important as well. That goes into the beginning of the data science journey, and that involves a lot of soft skills because there's a lot of interaction between people. Storytelling, very powerful soft skill. Again, that's one of the key ones. Asking for help. Wow, that's such a good, Kapol, that's such a good soft skill. A lot of people, don't see that as a skill, but it is a great one. That's fantastic. Public speaking. Public speaking, presentation skills, asking the right question, presentation skill, public speaking, storytelling, understanding the client requirement, time management, remove stage fear, public speaking, storytelling, learning to say no to superiors. Amazing, very good, Bobby. Patience, storytelling, ability to convey the idea more clearly. Fantastic. Okay, co-working. And stand-up comedy for less boring presentation. Okay, so there we go. So as you can see, there's some themes coming out. So we've got quite a few people about public storytelling, different things. We've got asking for help, patience. So look through these, and I'll also try to apply them to yourself. Like, how are you going in those? And it's great that we're sharing here, like as a community. because that way, like we can come up with ideas that we couldn't come up by ourselves. Okay, so that's our what do you call it? Myths and answers to them. And as you can see, those just those three elements will help you build some pillars to build your game plan around. So if you fix up the three things, like you find out what you're most curious about, what keeps you captivated and keeps you excited about the field, and you do more of that, you identify opportunity, you learn to identify, you like outline, you recognize opportunities that have been in your life or that you would like, and then you learn how to recognize them. And plus you work on this very important thing, which is the soft skill, which ties in quite well with opportunities, because a lot of the opportunities, as we could see, they do come from other people, they do come from circumstances. So if you put those three together, like of course there are other elements, but even if you put these three, that's already a great foundation that works well together to keep you working on what you love, finding opportunities, and having the right soft skills to pursue those opportunities. So in short, there is already the structure, the backbone of your game plan, which you can develop further from here. Okay, and so now we're gonna recommend like a couple of plays that you could use to even further enhance that mentality, enhance that game plan. So let's have a look. Play number 1, develop a champion mindset. So the best way to think about it is like, let's go back to the sports analogy. What do champions do? Like what kind of mindset do they have? And by champions, let's talk about how do they become champions, right? They don't become champions by themselves. They become, like rarely that happens. Most of the time, they have like a great coach who's willing to coach them, who's willing to tell them and show them how to become a champion. They become part of a team. They're invited to a team because that's an A-player team, and the coach or the head or the captain of the team can see that they have that A-player mindset, that they have that champion mindset, and they want them to be part of that team. So, and the question is, in that case, what does the coach, what does the captain, what does the team manager, what do they look for that we can call a champion mindset? Like that's the way I answer that question for myself. And if you think about it, is it just like talent? Is it somebody who's like really good, I don't know, at whacking a ball with a tennis racket and can shoot it really far, or catching a rugby ball, or kicking a rugby ball, or is it something else? Or is it like, what is the key thing here? And to me, the answer is champions know that everything is possible, and it's only up to them to put in the hard work and dedication to make it happen. So that's for me a champion mindset. Like when you know that there's no limits, like how tall was Michael Jordan, and yet he's like one of the most famous NBA players. He knew that his height is not a restriction. There is no limits. There is nothing that can stop you. And it's only up to you to identify what you want to put your work and time and effort into, and then to go and execute on that, and put in the work, the effort, the time, the enthusiasm, the passion into that thing, and you will make it happen. So if you come across a person like that and you're building a team of, I don't know, like let's say water polo players, right? And you've come across a person that, for instance, can swim really well, but is kind of lazy. Or you kind of come across a person who's much shorter, much slower, but he has that mentality. You can see in his eyes that he will make it happen. That's the type of person that you will put on your team, and you will help him, you will nourish him, you'll nourish his career, you'll nourish his skills, and you will teach him all the things you know, and you will help him become the best, the top player. And that's what we're looking for. That's who we want to become, because ultimately, you know, we're either building organizations, we're parts of organizations, and so on. There is some purpose that we're working for, and we want to be those people that do the maximum impact, and that others know that we can contribute so much value that they will invest into us and help us grow. Play number 2, become fluent in the skills for the job you want. So that ties in, like after you have the champion mindset, now it's time to become special. I wouldn't say we got to be very careful about specialization in data science, because data science is so broad and it's going all over the place all the time. Different areas are popping up and it's growing. But you do need to identify, the key here is the job you want. So not the job you're in, not the job that's been offered to you, or the job that your friends are doing. It's the job you want. Remember that time when you close your eyes, in 3 years, where will you be? Well, based on your current skills, you are probably limited to certain areas where you can go. But if you apply champion mindset, you will know that there is no limits. And then you need to put into action and start learning the skills. So just imagine the job you really want and start learning those skills that will get you there, that are needed for that. And play 3, learn to tell stories. Importance of storytelling. Well, some people pointed out as one of their soft skills that they need to work on. So that is what this is about. That in this profession, in data science, this is so these first 2 are probably applicable to any profession. Develop a champion mindset, become fluent in the skills. You could apply them if you want to become an actor. You apply those 2, and you will be one of the most successful actors. Again, if you believe there's no limits. As soon as you start believing there's limits and you can't be as successful as Brad Pitt, you will not be successful as Brad Pitt. But if you have that mindset that you can do anything, you can do anything. This one, learn to tell stories, probably not applicable to any profession, but very important for data science. A lot of people miss this part, that this is one of those skills that you need to develop in data science. And I don't care if you're just just an analyst or a graduate, and all you're doing is like rerunning a regression model day in, day out. You still need to develop this storytelling skill if you want your career to grow and flourish from there. The most powerful and most successful data scientists are the ones who connect the non-technical audience with the technical insights. So insights are only good if somebody actually uses them, if somebody gets value out of them. If you just have an insight that nobody is using, then by definition it's useless. And that's why telling stories is so important. And that's the best way to get people engaged and follow along with what you're telling. If it's a captivating story, if it's got its I don't know, like culmination and some like you use your voice to tell the story, some intonation, some interesting, like even plot twists on how this whole data thing. Imagine like presenting data science like that, like kind of like a movie, versus presenting data science as a raw fact. Of course, people are going to listen more if it's a story or a movie. So there we go. We're not going to have any workshop exercises for these 3. These are just some ideas or suggestions of plays that we think that you can work on, that you can apply in your work when you're executing on what we discussed before. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed that part. Now we're moving on to the big reveal. Okay, so the big reveal. Some of you might already know what this is about, because it's like we've been like slowly but surely this information has been coming out. But today is the day when we're finally revealing this to the whole world. And something very exciting, something that's taken quite some time and ties in well with what we spoke about before. So the big reveal is that, okay, let's first do a picture. There's a picture, right? So I love this picture because it's like a path, right? It's a journey. It's a mountain, right? Like building a successful career is like climbing a mountain. And there's that road, and a lot of the time people see these successful data scientists earning $200,000 a year, $1 million, like maybe $1 million a year, but a couple $100,000 a year, or chief data science officers could be even more than that. But they're just looking at the top. It's just like looking at the very top part of the mountain and seeing them there, and that's it. It's like, imagine this mountain was covered by a cloud, the whole bottom part of it, and you can only see the top. And that's what you're looking at. But then they don't, like a lot of time people do that, they don't recognize that there's a whole mountain that you have to climb. You don't see the mountain, that you got to climb this mountain to get to the top. And it takes time, it takes effort, it takes commitment to climb that mountain. Even driving by car up that mountain is going to take like a good hour probably. But even like by walking up that mountain, it's going to take even longer. And so to climb a mountain, as you know, we have at Super Data Science, we've been like, as much as we can, releasing different types of products and creating projects, starting from courses to Kickstarters to the podcast to blogs and so on, like lots and lots of things like workshops and stuff, webinars, to help as much as we can share our knowledge and experience with you guys and with everybody interested in the space of data science, to help climb that mountain, to give you the tools, to give you like, I don't know, like a hiking stick, to give you the right shoes, to give you the right gear to climb that mountain, to get up faster, as fast as you can. We'll show you the shortcuts, you know, like part of it is like showing you the faster road to go up that mountain. And that's what it's been about. And this is now the big reveal, that for the past 1.5 years, I've been working on a project which is finally finished. And I'm very excited to announce that this month we have finally released another tool to help you climb that mountain. And the tool is Confident Data Skills. It's a book. So this is the first book that I've ever written. It was much, much harder and longer than I expected, but nevertheless, it's ready. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it on Amazon.co.uk, Amazon.com. You can get it in your local bookstores if you're in a big city. Like, there's lots of places where you can get it. It's a real book, so you can get the ebook or the real book. So I'm actually gonna switch off my presentation here, and I'm gonna show you my video. Where is it? There we are. Okay, show me. Stop video. Stop. Okay. There we go. So you can see me, right? Martin, let me know if you can see, please. Okay, so here's the book. There it is. It's real. So I actually went to my brother's place here because they were like lying at his place, and I picked one up just to show you on this webinar. And yeah, so that's the book, Confident Data Skills, nice and purple. At first I was like, I would like the blue color. It's like, it's a Confident series. There's a couple of books in that series, and you know, shout out to Rob Percival. He's got the Confident Coding book. So I wanted the blue at the start because, you know, Super Data Science, everything's blue, but then like they assigned the purple. Kogan Page is the publisher. Thank you everyone. Kogan Page, Anamos, and Stefan Leshuk and others, publishers. So yeah, so it's purple. I love it, actually. It's very recognizable. It's got some reviews here. We got a review up by our favorite Ben Taylor, Michael Segala, who you've seen on the podcast, Damian Mingle. So they've read the book, or at least looked through it. Confident Data Skills. It's real. This feels so cool, you know, like holding a book. And yeah, so let me just flip through a few pages. Well, that's the entrance. So if you ever get it, and like we come across each other, I'd love to sign it for you. If you want that. Then what do we got? Contents. What else we got? Part one. What is it? Key what? Principles. Key principles. So first, okay, let me talk you through this a little bit. So first 3 chapters are kind of like, all right, let me just flip through it first, and then I'll tell you a bit more. So you can see there's some algorithms, some machine learning, some intuition. Whoa, this is like a really cool preview. And then we got some visualization and so on. So wait, we're not at the visualization yet. There's the color wheel. There goes the color wheel. There's the color wheel. And then we got some visualizations here. Very nice. And we're done. 250 pages. And what I wanted to say is, with this book, so my goal was like, so I was approached by a publisher. By the way, this is like, if you want to tune out on the webinar here, like we're done with all the myths and stuff like that. So if you need to go, totally go. But I just want to talk a bit about the book because I'm really excited about this. And then I want to show you a website that we put up together for the book. So yeah, the publisher approached me in July 2016. It feels so long ago, like 1.5 years ago. And they said, okay, let's write a book. You know, you've got courses. How about you write a book? And I thought like to myself, oh, it's gonna be so much work. I'm probably gonna say no. And I waited, like I thought about it for days and days, and then I thought probably gonna say no. But then I thought, why not? You know, let's give it a shot. Say, like, you know, like what we said today, like opportunities, right? Recognizing those opportunities, and it sounds like a burden, but it's also an opportunity. And I was like, okay, let's do it. Let's write this book. And yeah, and so my goal was to write a book different to what we've seen out. Like we've had lots of guests recommend technical books on data science. Fantastic. There's some books like Nate Sillis, Signal and Noise, very reputable book, right? Very popular book. There's books on visualization. There's books on storytelling and so on. My goal was to, first and most important, I wanted to write like a technical book, somewhat technical book. Okay, let's go from back. So first thing is to combine all those things together, the whole data science journey. So there's even a visualization here which I really like. Wait, it's over here, I think. There. So the data science process. So it's got like identify the, what is it? The question. That's right. I should know this stuff. Identify the question, prepare the data, analyze the data, visualize the data, and present your findings. So yeah. So like I wanted to break it down into those parts. And so like have the whole data science process end to end, but at the same time make it non-technical, like technical, but without the coding. So you'll find there's no coding in the book. You can actually read it just sitting on a train. Anyway, like long story short, let me just show you where, like the website we've set up for it, where you can find more information, because I feel I'm rambling on. So entire screen, share, video off. Okay, so it's called confidentdataskills.com. So if you go to confidentdataskills.com, you can find this page is for the book. You can get like an infographic here, and if there's a video explaining the whole book thing. So basically, if you like, you can order the book on Amazon, but if you want extra bonuses, like we've prepared some, make sure to come back here and claim your bonus. So you can order from here, order now. It'll take you to Amazon. And then you can claim your bonuses here. You get like in this is the short, like there's bonuses that will be available for some time. But this one is only available for the next like day or so, where if you buy 2 books, we'll send you a 3rd one for free. So that's now like, that's in the whole spirit of helping many people in the space of data science, as many people as possible. So if you have a friend that you want to give a book to, you can buy 2, and then you'll get a 3rd one for free on us. You just need to claim your bonus. Click this button here, so lodge the receipt, and we'll send it to you. So that's our special offer for today, just for those who are attending this, just because of this webinar. So it will only be available for like 24 hours or so, just a bit over 24 hours, or 48 hours. I think it's 48 hours. So make sure if you're interested in getting 2, then make sure to claim it here. Otherwise, you can just get 1, and you can just get the cheat sheet here as well. Just claim bonus here. You can get it on Amazon. You click there, it takes you to Amazon. You'll see that it's here. You can buy it. There's people already leaving reviews. By the way, if you got the book, or if you get the book, leave us a review. It makes a huge difference. We want this book to be visible to as many people as possible. So if you like it, then leave a rating. That would be greatly appreciated. So there you go. That's the book. Now we're going to move on to the Q&A. Post your questions in here. Somebody, Sumit's already reading it. That's so cool, man. So yeah, if you have questions about today or the book or careers and stuff, we're going to spend like another 10-15 minutes here answering those questions. Just post them in to the chat, and I'll answer them as we go along. If you need to go, thank you so much for coming. It was really nice chatting to you. Hope that takeaway PDF is going to help you out, and come back here to get the updated one in 24 hours. All right. Questions, please, if you have any. Yep, you can. There's a link in the ebook to get the bonuses. I think that's a bit different. The link in the ebook is a bit different. Okay. How do you estimate how long it takes to learn a skill? Okay. Okay. How do I estimate? Let me just change this to video. Okay. How do you estimate how long it takes to learn a skill? That's a good question. It always depends on the person, right? It depends on how you learn personally, and it also depends on how deeply you want to learn that skill. That's a good question. So, what I would say is, as a ballpark, I would use like one of our courses. If you want to learn, let's say, Tableau, then our Tableau course is 7 hours, right? It doesn't mean you can learn it in 7 hours, but like how much information can you consume per day? If you can consume like 1 hour per day, that means it's going to take you about 7 days to not master it, but at least learn the ins and outs. Like that's the way I would go about it. Because what we do with our courses, we try to compress everything into like just leave the most valuable stuff, but also not make it too compressed. So you might find a course on the same topic that's 70 hours long or 1 hour long, but like if I were doing it, I would look at one of our courses and I'll do it that way. Again, it also really depends on how quickly you can learn. To become a good data scientist, what tools and skills I need? That depends on what opportunities you're looking for, as we discussed today. Or you might need visualization, or you might just need people skills. You could just be managing data science teams and selling, selling work to clients. That's also part of the data science job, understanding the problems. So very broad question, depends on the skills and opportunities. Thank you, Matthew. Good night to you too. Is a 3-month data science bootcamp worth time and money if you have an engineering degree? Again, very, very specific, depends on the data science bootcamp, depends on the money, depends on the engineering degree. I am more into AI, so will this be of help, given that I already have a Udemy course, ML, Deep Learning, and AI? The book has a paragraph. I think it will be of help. The book has a paragraph, like a whole chapter dedicated to reinforcement learning. I think you'll enjoy that. This is a great idea. Kirill, hi Kirill, based on what you've seen, how much experience does it take to work as a consultant in data science? Zero experience, that's how much it takes. There's a podcast with who is it with? Let me have a look for you. So there's a podcast and it's with I forgot completely. Drew a blank. Let me see. Okay, with episode 103. So Super Data Science /100, Emanuele Carbone. So it took him 0 years to become a consultant in the space of data science. Check that out, episode 103. Really, you can do it very quickly. We're in the golden age of data science. It can be done like in a month. I've always been looking, he's got a strategy, like about like how he goes about selling his services, and like saying that if you don't like the result, you don't have to pay me. Like who's not gonna sign up to that, right? Okay, I've always been looking for a good book that is the light on coding and technical learning. That could be the one. I was looking for more guidance on which hard skills to become fluent in. Which hard skills to become fluent in. Again, that depends on the opportunity. But in the book, I talk about quite a few different algorithms. Not that it doesn't have any algorithms; it has tons of models and algorithms, but it depends on the it talks about intuition there mostly, how to understand them. I am trying to shift my career from operational role to data science. I'm learning the necessary skill sets. How do I go about showcasing them? How do you go about showcasing your okay, so okay, so you could do, like, depends. If you depends on where you're at. Like if you're coding, you could do that through GitHub. If you're visualizing, you can do it for Tableau Public. If you're into like solving challenges and you have a lot of time for this, then like Kaggle. Um, like mostly, rather than putting it on your resume, put it in some public domain where there's a community where you can share it there. That's how I do it. Thank you, Kirill. Good night. Thanks, Dewitt Ortiz. Good night as well. How much is a book? Depends on the region, I guess. It's priced by Amazon, but here it's like, it says $18 for the paperback, and Kindle is like $10, I think. So like cheaper than a course, even though it took so much longer. Being a fresher from a service-based company, how to develop myself as a data scientist. Service-based company. So if you're in a service-based company, depending on what role you're in, you might have really good soft skills. And so I would leverage that and build up just the right technical aspects that you need along the way, but really leverage those soft skills and go into storytelling and become really good at that. That's how I'd go about it. Where can I get a mentor after finishing some of your courses, A to Z? Is there a database of willing people? I don't think mentors are found through a database of willing people. It's a good question. Like, where to get a mentor? Like, mentors, again, are like opportunities. They pop up randomly in your life, and you just need to make sure you recognize them. But yeah, like, try. You can, like, if you really connect with somebody on the podcast and you find that they're really talking about like what you really interest, like truly, not just because you're gonna email 100 people and ask them to be a mentor, but you find somebody who you really connect with, then I don't see why you can't email them or connect with them on LinkedIn and ask them to be not directly a mentor, but start asking like one question, second question, and see how they respond. If you do connect, because it has to be a two-way street. If you do connect, then maybe they'll be your mentor. By the way, Kirill, I wanted to ask if you could focus more on case studies in your courses website, real-world case studies from data cleaning to final visualizations. Yeah, but Sumi, we have quite a few case studies on Super Data Science, the monthly workshops. Have you checked those out? But like where we can, we will be adding case studies as we go along. Is it possible to switch to data science from normal IT development management work after 20 years of experience? Yes, I think that is highly possible. Data science, and I've seen lots of examples of that. Yeah, we've had a few guests on the podcast. Like, I can't remember exactly right now which podcast episodes and the names, but people have switched from database administration, from IT management into data science. So yeah, that is totally possible, and you already have some good skills to leverage there. Some good and bad habits, actually. So there's a few things that you will need to relearn, I guess, but it's never late, never too late. Is only R made me a good data scientist, or Python is also nice? It depends. It depends on what you want to do. I would say Python as well is important, because I would even say Python is a bit more important than R because of the AI space and deep learning. They are developing libraries for R for deep learning, but I think at the stage Python is ahead of the game. First of all, congrats on your book. Thank you so much, Anastasios. Can you tell us any book about growing up, our storytelling skills? Randy Olson, and the book is called, what is the book called? Randy Olson, a book. Olson. Houston, we've got a narrative, this one. Well, you can't see my screen. And we have a narrative by Randy Olson. I haven't read the book in full, but I have seen Randy's TED Talk. So maybe watch Randy Olson's TED Talk. Olson is his surname. Yeah, Olson. And if you like it, get the book. It's supposed to be a good book on storytelling. Thanks for your amazing. Where did that go? Thanks for your amazing course of Tableau, through which I got my certification Tableau. Oh, congrats, Mani. Yeah, that's really cool. We get a lot of people asking us if you can get certification after the Tableau course. I am learning Python and I know a basic skill. I'd like to get a roadmap of ML AI. I'm not sure what you mean by roadmap. I would go to superdatascience.com/map. And we got a map here. As I mentioned, we try to make as many tools as possible to help you climb that mountain. And so here we've got a map. Oh, again, you're not seeing my screen. Okay, where is it? Share screen, share. So here we've got a map, which you, so superdatascience.com/map, which you can use to navigate through the world of, okay, so I want to learn, I don't know, AI. Okay, what can come out of that? Where was it before? Deep learning, before machine learning. How do I get into machine learning? Okay, or what comes from? Okay, Python. So you can navigate. This is tailored to our courses, but it will give you kind of a roadmap how to get where you probably want to go. Okay, moving on. What is the number one tip you? Okay, what is number two you would give someone who's totally new to the field? I'm taking your A to Z course on Udemy, but how do I get a break into the industry? Honestly, without any, read the book. Read the book. It will tell you exactly how to do that. That's my very honest answer. Is business analyst, data analyst, and data science are the same? Slightly different. Depends on. It's a question of terminology. I would say different. In my view, business analysts more on the BI side of thing. Data analysts, data scientists more similar, but data science is more specific into the field of data science, machine learning, and things like that. Data analyst can be a bit either, again, depends on the company, can be like a step before data scientist, or it could be like just a broader term that encompasses things like geospatial analytics, simulations, and things like that that are not generally normal data science work. What are the different data science roles? I think we have a course on that, or there's like a infographic on that. There's oh, it's in the book as well. It's in the book. So it's in, I think it's in chapter 10, your career in data science. So chapter 10 is your career in data science. It's in there. Provide course which helps us to solve data science and AI ML problems in real time on Hadoop. Okay, thank you. We've got lots of courses that have been requested, and one day maybe we'll get to that topic, AI ML on Hadoop cluster. That's a very specific one though. I want to learn data analytics for big data. Can you recommend some courses? None of the ones that we have right now cover Hadoop and stuff like that, big data. So unfortunately, can't recommend any. If I had taken one myself from some other place, I would tell you if it was any good. But at this stage, I can't do that either. Is your courses for data science on Udemy sufficient, or do I need to buy some books? Depends. Like I would say, if you combine the courses and the podcast and now the book, I think you're pretty much covered to get started. Okay, I have a question. Thanks. I have a question. I love that. I already left a 5-star review on Google Play for you. Oh, thank you so much, Sumit. Hi, Kirill. How's the opportunities of being freelancer about data science? Thanks a lot. We just talked about that. Check out that podcast, episode 103. And yeah, that's kind of like the main one, I think, the main good one. They're all good, but the main kind of mindset one about that topic. Finish first few pages. We'll go through the rest tomorrow. Okay. Want to know mine? Listen to my word. They are inspiring. Okay. How is the website design coming? You guys just said something in DSCO. Coming good. You will hear from us very soon. How to get the interviews. Thank you. Great suggestion to showcase what is the scope of data science in India. Sorry, not sure about that. Got it. We'll take a look at SDS. Hi, Carol. I'm taking artificial intelligence A to Z and love it so far. What degree do you see AI specifically being used in the next decade? So AI is gonna. There's a saying by Andrew Ng that AI is the new electricity, and that it, like 100 years. 100 years ago, not every business had electricity. Now every business has electricity, can't operate without it. Same thing about AI. Like right now, not every business uses AI, but with time, it will be the case that all businesses will be using AI. So I think it's going to be taking over like a substantial amount very quickly. But interestingly, there's there's a different technology that is going to be even more disruptive to the world than AI. And like very, very surprising. I was very surprised to learn this myself, but it's like creeping up very quietly. You might have already heard about it, but it is going to, in the next 10 years, it's going to be more disruptive than AI. And that technology is called blockchain. We don't have a course on blockchain yet, but keep an eye out for your inboxes for the next, what is it today, February, almost, for the next 2 months. And something around that might come your way, just a little hint there. Okay, we'll take a look at the case studies. R or Python, I would say Python, but depends on your applications. I am a beginner in data science. I'm studying a lot. I'm taking Udemy courses. They're great. What is the most important advice you can give me? Be unstoppable. There we go. Be unstoppable. Be curious. Have reckless commitment, but most importantly, don't let anything stop you. Set yourself the goals, identify the things that you want to achieve, and achieve them, and have that champion mindset. That's what will get you the furthest. Which math classes, resources would you recommend for data science, super data science courses? Math classes. Oh, okay. We have a course on statistics, if that's what you're after. If you want like a math class, ooh, can't really recommend you one of those. I did my maths at uni back in the day. I haven't taken any courses apart from that. Sorry, I can't give a specific recommendation on that. I heard what's like maybe Khan Academy. That's pretty good, but I haven't done their courses there. I can't say I walked away from the seminar with a new career game plan. It seemed just like a pep talk. I guess I will plan mastering Excel, learning Tableau, Python, and SQL. I'm really sorry, John, you feel that way. Send us an email if we can help you out with something. We'll definitely do that, and like whatever we can do about that. Francesco Quintana, hi Kirill Thes, thank you for your courses and congrats on your book. Thank you. What do you say to students who feel they have an imposter syndrome? I'm sorry, I don't even know what an imposter syndrome is. If you could explain it, maybe I can answer a question. How could you link to your data science? How could you link your data science field, which I'm an intermediate level, with blockchain? Do you see an opportunity here? Yes, and we'll talk more about that in March. So look out for that. Thanks. How do we utilize the skills in data science like deep learning, AI, Tableau into evaluating blockchains to use altcoins to invest? Whoa, okay, that's very deep. We might talk about that in March as well. Just wanted to tell you that your A to Z course on machine learning is truly fantastic. Congrats on, and my heartfelt gratitude. Thank you, Prasanta. I will pass it on to Adlan as well. If there is one thing you wish you did or knew before you started your career, what it would be? Wow, that's a good question. One thing, I saw this thing once. Like if you could go back in time 20 years ago and say 2 words to yourself, what would those 2 words be? And the answer, I don't think it was like a TV show or like one of those memes. And the person answered, sell Enron. You know, the company that went bankrupt. So it's to sell the shares of Enron. But in this case, like, of course, that's a joke. Your career, no. Is there one thing, your career in data science, what would it be? Good question. Did or knew? I don't know. Like, I don't think there's anything that, like, I'm really happy how things worked out for my career and the opportunities I had. The thing is, like I've somehow, through my upbringing or through the opportunity, like challenges I've had in life, opportunities, I've developed a mindset of like, if I really set my mind to something, I just go for it and I don't stop. You know, that whole unstoppable thing. And so if you already have that, then like anything you need along the way, you will grab it, you will pick it up. So like, even if I knew machine learning, like I knew that I would need to learn, like I need to focus more on machine learning advanced, it wouldn't make that much of a difference for me, because like when I realized that, I just went and I did it. That there's anything specifically that would have really helped me or changed the course of my career. Yeah, so I think that would be the answer there. Hope that's satisfactory. How can I get hired on top demanding countries being a fresher? I think you can. You need to build a name for yourself, though. Stay hungry, stay learning. Stay hungry, keep learning. How can I totally agree? How can I get to work under your guidance? Not at this stage. We're not building a team of data scientists right now, unfortunately. Can I get your email ID, please? You can email SuperDataScience, support@superdatascience.com. Any good open source data science projects you would recommend people check out, i.e. something on GitHub? Probably best to ask that question in the course that you're doing, whether it's data science, machine learning, and so on, and the teaching assistant will be best positioned to help you out with that. So it's a bit more specific, and like they, they're more up to date with those different open source projects that might be helpful. And then if they can't, then Leonid will come in and give you an answer to that. I need to build a project to show my resume. Where can I find good ideas after I finish your A to Z course? Try, what's it called? Kaggle, and also the workshops that we have at superdatascience.com. I was hoping you would announce something on blockchain. Let's wait a couple months and maybe something will come. Just saying. So imposter syndrome is when you feel that you are still not ready to become a data scientist, even though you know enough. Common with students who do online courses. Well, just go for it. Like, I know people who don't know anything and become data scientists. That's the opposite of imposter syndrome. So why not just go for it? Like, I don't see, just make the step, make the leap, get your first client. Reckless commitment. We have an episode on the podcast with Rico Meinl. It's one of the recent episodes. I think it's episode 1, 2, 3. Check that out. That will show you how to deal with imposter syndrome. Hi, Kirill. I purchased your course on Udemy, and I'm really loving your course, and I have a question as MySQL is also needed for machine learning, and also, can you tell me algorithms required for ML? We have a course on databases. You can look. It doesn't have a MySQL, but it has SQL Server, and I think it has Oracle. So, no, hold on. No, it has SQL Server, and it has what's the other one? Not MySQL, but the third one, the fourth one. Well, the PostgreSQL. There you go. So you can find those there. Machine learning, and also can tell algorithms required for ML. In the book, there's the top algorithms required for ML are outlined there, and I think that can be helpful. Also, there's the machine learning course, of course. Any meetups coming up in the US in the coming months? Not yet, but we'll be announcing something very special in the next couple of months, which will facilitate meetups. So look out for that. How to get job interviews without work experience? Do you really need job interviews? You could just be a freelancer and build a reputation for yourself, and then the interviews will come to you. How about that? Hey, Kirill, I connected with you today on LinkedIn. Thanks for that. Congrats on the book. I ordered it. Wish you luck. Thank you, Murtuza. Can you recommend some tools best for AI? Whoa, there's a lot of questions. Started off with no questions, and I was like a snowball of questions. All right, we're gonna finish up. Like let's do 5 more questions. I can see 5 questions. Let's go through them. Can you recommend some tools best for AI? Well, just PyTorch or TensorFlow, whichever one you like most. Keras, and so on. So check out the AI course for those. It's my new journey into data science. My research is related on data science, so I'm curious to know what areas can I expect for the data science interview. So there's a course we have called Careers in Data Science. Check that out. It will help answer those questions. Why is SAS not prompted as heavily as R and Python among data scientists? Does SAS have a lot of limitations that others too don't? Because SAS is a proprietary tool, R and Python are open source. R and Python are edging out SAS, and they do all the same things for free. And you know that that there's a huge community behind them. So with time, it's just be R and Python. So I would slowly or quickly switch to R and Python. Where can I get real-world exercise on data science? You can go to Kaggle, or you can go to the Super Data Science workshops, which are, you need to be a member of Super Data Science to see them. They come out once a month, plus there's a whole archive of them. Sorry if you answered this already, but are you planning on building any resources for technical interviewing data science interviews? Thanks. Okay, so we have a course on, again, careers in data science. That can be helpful. Technical interviewing, we have one on Tableau for that. We might build some resources on like more technical interviews for data science. That's a good idea. Thank you. Okay, we're running thanks, Kirill. Okay, this is the last question. Please do some meetups in Bangalore, India. There's a growing DSML scene here. We'll do. We'll come to India one day for sure. Can't wait. Haven't been there. Would love to go. All right. Thank you guys, everybody. Thank you for coming to the webinar. Super happy to have shared this time with you. I wish you a good night if it's nighttime for you. Good morning if it's morning. Good evening, day, whatever time it is. And really appreciate you being here. Thanks for supporting everything that we do. And yeah, can't wait to see you on our other webinars and courses and things like that on the podcast. And yeah, I'll definitely talk to you guys soon. All right. Thanks a lot. Bye.